Hey. How y'all guys doing? Welcome, Facebook. Welcome, YouTube. Welcome to Let's Face It Live show, which with your coach, Shakima S. To the Perry. I hope y'all guys are doing great tonight. Thank you for joining. Please share this live. If you jump on, if you watch the replay, please share this live broadcast. I want other people to be blessed in what we're about to talk about tonight. So we got a great topic. Let me go ahead and bring it up. But before I do that, let me tell you about the purpose of this show. So the purpose of Let's Face It. Let's Face It is a show that we bring up topics, we bring up issues, we bring up certain things that we deal with from day to day, right? So we want to bring you resolutions. We want to bring you just a different outlook, a different perspective on a situation. Because sometimes we can look at something one-sided, but we need to see other perspectives and other ways to look at it so we can actually be better and do better in our lives. So that is what Let's Face It is about. So thank you for tuning in. So let's go ahead and jump into the topic. So tonight's topic, it is season 2, episode 35. We went to 35 episodes. Isn't that amazing? Oh my God, we just started the end of January? So we are now at 35 episodes. And the topic is why it is hard to find a spouse. So this month is Singles Month. So I've been talking about single topics all month. I've been having people on here, single people come on here. I think we didn't have a whole lot. I think we had 2 shows. I think 2 shows on singles. Yeah, we had 2 shows. We had the other night we had married and singles guests came on Monday, and then we also had Elder Shavonda talked about singleness as well. So I'm gonna try to get to someone next week. So I'm working on that for next week because I want to have someone else talk about singleness. Not saying a lot of us, some of us are single, some of us are waiting for that special someone. So it's good to have insight on it. It's good to have information to help you to get through the singleness. Like not saying get through like you're going through, but more so how to handle it, what to do while you're single, what's the best options for you. So meaning living like a content life, that you're not stressing out. Oh my God, I'm single. Oh my God, I'm 40. Oh my God, I'm 50. Oh my God, I'm 60, so you're not stressing out. So that's pretty much what I want to do this month. So this is what it basically has been about. So thank you so much for tuning in. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So like I said, the topic is why it is hard to find a spouse. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through issues of why is it hard, like why you think it's hard to find someone, or that you find yourself dating and then you like it is very short-lived, right? So one thing I came up with was you have bad experiences that leak into relationships. And what I mean by that you can have bad experience with other people, then you start viewing the new person as the old person. So that's one of the reasons why it may be hard to find a spouse, because you bring things into that next relationship, right? So I'm gonna get into the resolution, but that's something that can prevent you from finding that right person, because you take your old experiences and put it into that new situation, right? Another one I came up with is not preparing yourself internally for your mate. Not preparing yourself internally. And what that basically means is getting yourself ready on the inside. dealing with the issues that you have on the inside, dealing with the trust issues you have on the inside of you, right? So that's the inside work that may prevent you from finding that spouse. So some of us have inside work. I have inside work. I've been single for a long time. I've been dating, but I've been single. So certain things I had to work on the inside. So that could prevent you from and make it hard to find a spouse. Okay. We're going to get to the resolution, but I want to talk about the issues that we deal with from day to day, right? So another one is not knowing what it takes to be a spouse, right? Not knowing the ins and outs. I'm not saying you're going to know everything when you get married, but not knowing how to be a spouse. What is your job? What are you supposed to be doing as a spouse? So that could be an issue, right? Another issue I have is not going out to be seen. So you stay in the house all day. Nobody sees where you at. Nobody know where you at. How can you be, you're not seen. No one can see you because you don't go out, right? So that can be a problem of why it's hard, right? So another one we have is women. This is for women. Women playing a man's role by chasing the man. Instead of the man chasing you, you're chasing after the man. So that can be an issue of why it's so hard, right? Another one. This is the last one, actually. You have the opposite sex, which meaning the person that you're dating lying to you. So you have them telling you all these lies, and they prepping you up, they're making you feel good, all this was sweet nothings in your ear, and you just meet the wrong type of people. You just meet, and it's like prone, you just meet the wrong type of people. And it does depend on who you hang out with, who you associate with, right? So that could be a factor of why it is so hard. Okay, so these are all the things I have. And when you guys jump on, be interactive, share your experiences. I'm going to go into commercial break. And when we get back, I'm going to give you some insight and some things that I know in my experience. I'm going to also give you a personal story. I like to talk about my personal story. Give you a personal story of what I experienced when it came to dating and the things I learned, the things I did. Oh my God. Some things I did was messed up, and things that I learned, and also things that I've seen on other people. So check out this commercial. We'll be right back. And we're going to get into these resolutions. We're going to dig deep. Okay. All right. So check out this commercial. We'll be right back.
Purpose to Promise Academy, where lives are changed and dreams come true. Learn how to write and publish your book. Learn how to fix and manage your credit, so you can finally get the home of your dreams. Visit us at purposetopromise.com.
All right, so we are back at it. Let me stop. So we're back. Okay, so I'm going to share a personal story about my dating life. I'm single, because I look at singleness as I never been married, never been engaged either. Nobody wants to put a ring on his finger. I feel away. No, I'm joking. But yes, I've never been married, but I have dated, right? In my own personal experience, the reason why I feel like sometimes it could be difficult, and I'll say just based on what I've done, right? So a lot of the reason why I would say I am still single is because I at one point was very, very immature. I'm going to say that because I'm going to go back to my first relationship that was long term. And it was a guy he was a great guy. His name was Mark, right? I don't know why I'm looking at his phone. I'm not going to pay attention to that. Okay. So his name is Mark. So Mark was, at the time, I was probably around 20 years old. No, 21. And I think he was 20. So he was 1 year younger than me. And Mark was a very mature 20-year-old. And when I say that, he took care of his responsibilities. He, he lived with his parents, of course, because he was going to school. He was working. He had his own car. He had a lot of different things that I really liked. So before I met Mark, I prayed to God. I said, God, send me a good man. Send me a man that has a car, that's doing something with himself. Send me a real good man, right? This is what I prayed about. And this is when I was straight up in the world. Like I wasn't living the life of God, living for the Lord. But I was like, Lord, send me a man. And I think He was showing me something that. But I said, send me a good man. So I had met up with one of my sisters, had a friend, and my sister's friend, his name was Mark. And I met him. And then when I met him, he had all his beard and he was covered up, right? So at first I was like, Mark ain't cute. I don't know about that. Because when you're young, you like that's all it is. They got to look good, right? So at first I was like, and he was trying to talk to me like, hey, because I had rode in the car with him, which I shouldn't have. I don't know, but that was my sister's friend. So I was in the car with him, whatever. We just chit chatting, and then when I was looking at Mark, I said, Mark look alright. He just shaved. That's so. Anyway, so we wound up exchanging numbers. We started talking, different things like that. And I was very aggressive. I was a very aggressive woman, right? Like I wanted what I wanted. Like I said, like meaning that I took control of this relationship. I was like, oh, you're gonna ask me out, or you're gonna do this. Do you want to be like? It's like I'm forcing him to do everything in the sense of being with me, or it was very, very like aggressive. I was a very aggressive to him. He was a very mild person, so I was very aggressive. That's number one. I took the man's role, tried to lead the situation, and he let me do it, but it was like switch roles. So after a while, when I started doing that, he just became so accustomed to it. He became very accustomed to me taking control. So he's like, all right, whatever. And that was wrong because after a while, I got sick of it. I'm like, oh, he ain't no man. What's wrong with him? He didn't, and I had all this stuff going on inside of me internally. And I was dealing with the whole mind thing, if y'all, read my book, just a whole lot of stuff I was dealing with. So I was very aggressive and I took control of the relationship. He did everything I wanted. This man did. He spoiled me rotten, right? But I was so immature. I wasn't ready. Like internally, I was not ready for this type of man, this type of mature man, right? So I had to do an internal work. And what that means is I had to figure out what was going on with me, why I feel like I have to take control, why I feel like, and then when I think about it, it stems from my family. It stems from my mom. My mom was she was very aggressive toward my dad. So it was like I pick up those same qualities. So sometimes you have those same qualities in you from your childhood, from what you're looking at your parents. So you have to check those different things inside of you and seeing why you are the way you are, why you so aggressive, or why you act the way you act. So you have to analyze that. You have to reflect. And I didn't do no reflection in that relationship. So the relationship, it didn't last. And I broke it off because I was like, he needed to be man enough and stuff like that. But I didn't even really think about it, even till now, that I took so much control of that relationship that he couldn't be the man. I didn't even allow him to be the man in that relationship because I took full control, full throttle. I took control. So as a woman, we have to understand our role as a wife. We have to understand what part do we play and what part do he play, right? So a lot of times, if you don't know that, you can go into a situation with a man and sometimes he will allow you to do that. And sometimes it's a turn off to a man. In most cases, it's a turn off because they feel like I need to be the man. I need to be the one to chase you. I have to be the one to court you and date you. But what happens is we flip it because we want it our way. We want to rush, and I had situations even in a past relationship, even like probably couple of years ago, I rushed into relationships. I rushed. Come on, let's rush. I'm like, what are you rushing for? Like, what are you rushing? What is the point of rushing? Get to know that person. Get to know that ins and outs of that person and take it slow. Be a friend to that person, right? So a lot of times we want to jump in. Let's jump in the pool, right? And what happens is we jump in the pool and then we see sharks, right? We see sharks in the pool, and the sharks is the person issues and problems that we didn't see because we did not check out the pool before we jumped in. I know that sounds crazy, but we didn't check out the pool. That we got sharks and we got gators and we got all these different things in this man or woman because we jumped in without looking and seeing. Let me see if there's any sharks. Let me check them out. So that portion is the friendship zone. That friendship zone will allow you to see that man for who he really is, or woman for who she really is. So before you give your heart to them. Because a lot of times I have done that. I didn't know the man and my heart was already there with him. I'm in love with this man and I don't know him. And a lot of times we get so caught up because we look at the outer appearance. We look at, what he says. Okay, does he back up what he says? Does he do what he says? We have to look at those factors. So a lot of times we get caught up into these relationships, and that's why it becomes harder because we don't deal with the inside. We don't deal with certain things within us before we get in. And then when we deal with the internal, then we can recognize what we want and what we don't want in a man or a woman, right? So a lot of times we got to face that fact that we have to deal with the inside. And I didn't do that. I prayed for this man. I prayed for the right man. He was a good man, right? But I wasn't ready for that type of man. Are you ready for that type of man? Are you ready for that type of woman? And don't get mad. I see a little angry face. Don't get mad because I'm telling the truth. Okay? Don't get mad. And I don't know if y'all did that purposely, but I'm just saying that you have to do it the right way if you want to see results, if you want to see that right man. I'm working on myself. I'm not married yet. It's certain qualities I'm working on, certain things I'm working on that I'm getting better. So when my husband comes, he's going to say, wow, this woman of God, I'm so glad she turned out all them guys, all them jokers, all them men, because I'm here and she's a great wife. Why? Because I prepared. Hey, Nadira, thanks for joining. Speak it, sis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, that's what it is. So you have to be ready. So a lot of times it's hard. Let's put up the title. Why is it hard to find a spouse? It's hard because we are not ready. And then it could be vice versa. Not saying it's only you, but it could be both ways. So let's go ahead and get into the resolutions of the ones we talked about today. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. All right. So the resolution, so we're going to talk about each one. So we're going to go through 3 of them, and then we're going to go to another commercial break. All right. So the first one we talked about was you have bad experiences that leak into relationships, right? You have bad experience. So what that basically means is, somebody saying something. All right. Hey, Liza, thank you for joining. Get to know him, her own self. Your own self, yes, right? Her own self. So his or her. So get to know that person. Absolutely. And be friends. Don't say relationship. Be friends. Don't be calling them baby, boo, and you met them one day. Don't do that. Just be friends. You could compliment them, say, oh, you're handsome or something like that. That's fine. But I'm talking about be friends. Don't be like, hey, babe, and you talking about we friends. No, you're not friends. You booed up. You booed up and you don't even know it. Right? Absolutely. That's what Nadira said. So, be friends with that person. That's what you can call bro, sis. Hey, bro. Hey, sis. You can kind of, share different things, how you feel like, meaning like, oh yeah, I potentially want that. And I potentially want this. And this is what I want in a marriage. Yeah. Share those different things because you're getting to know them, but don't be calling them, babe, boo, oh, my love and everything. And then you talking about I'm friends, because I did that. I said, oh yeah, we friends. And I'm sitting there calling babe, boo, we kissing. Like, come on. That's not your friend. You ain't kissing your friend. I got wrapped up. I've done that. I be like, oh, we're friends and we kissing and we hugging up on the couch and we holding hands. That's not your friend. That is not your friend. Okay. But I'm just being honest. This is what we do. right? So let's get into it. So when we talked about when you have bad experience with something like with a person or you went through a lot, right? A lot of times what I would recommend, right, is to be healed from that situation first. The reason why I say that is because you may say, okay, I can jump into another relationship. So you broke up with this person. Now you're in a new relationship, right? Like a week later. And this is what happens sometimes, a week later, a month later. And then you bring that issue that you had with that other person into that next relationship and you scare that other person away. And some people say, I can handle it. Well, I can handle it in the next relationship. It's fine. No. Deal with it first because you're going to spill it over. It's going to leak into that relationship, period. I don't care how you slice it, how you dice it. It's going to leak into that relationship as much as you don't want it to. It's going to. Why? Because it's so fresh. When you're fresh out of a relationship, deal with that thing. Deal with the things you dealt with in that relationship first. Deal with the hurt. Deal with the pain. Don't sit there and jump into another one. And then now he got to deal with that, your ex-boyfriend that almost knocked your head off. He got to deal with that. The way you treated him, you start treating your new boyfriend like, he did something to you. He didn't. He be like, I ain't do nothing to you, sis. I ain't doing nothing to you, sis. Let me stop. No, but that's what they would be feeling like, right? That's why I said friendship is vital and is important. I have done it. I have said, oh, I'm friends and we over here kissing. That's all being honest. And I'm being transparent. Like, if you're your friend, you ain't kissing your friend. Okay? Be friend. Now you start, developing, you're talking for a few months or whatever. You're talking for a month or so and you're like, okay, you decide to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Okay, fine. But don't be kissing him the first date. And you say you friends. Don't do it. Oh my God. You're going to mess yourself up. Be friends first, right? And don't leak your past problems into your next relationship. That's why you must heal from the past. Ask God to help you. Pray, okay? That's going to help you so you won't leak into your next relationship. So when you get into your next relationship, you're free of all those negative things. And when you get into that relationship, that new, fresh relationship, your person that you're with, he's going to love you like, wow, she's really nice. She's sweet because you're not dealing with that stuff no more. So deal with it first before you jump into that next one and be friends first. Even if it's like a couple of weeks, 3-4 weeks. Then you decide to be with them. That's fine. I'm not saying that you got to be friends forever, but be friends with them for like the first month, first 2 months, and then maybe decide to get into it, right? So be friends, get to know them a little bit before you say, okay, I'm going to be your girlfriend. I'm going to be your boyfriend, right? Another one, not preparing yourself internally for your mate. And that's what we just discussed. Deal with those issues inside of you. Deal with that insecureness that you do have. Like soon as your boyfriend look at a woman, you thinking he trying to talk to her because your ex-boyfriend did that. You got to deal with that stuff, and you cannot look at your new boyfriend as your last boyfriend. They're different people. You cannot view them the same. They two different people. Like with me, I'm gonna share this with you. So some people, how people say, guard your heart, right? Some people say guard your heart. And what that basically means is do not easily give your heart away to someone. They have to earn your heart. They have to earn your love, right? And a lot of things I used to do, and I can't help it, but I'm more conscious of it. A lot of times I could go into a situation with a man and I take him for face value. And what that basically means is I can talk to you and I believe everything you're saying unless you give me a reason not to. So I'm a type of person, like some people is very not optimistic, but it's more so they'll say, so face value is a person that is open, right? I'm open to listening to that man, right? I'm open to whatever he's saying to me. I'm believing it to be true, right? Then you have another woman that they say, what's the word? I believe in with a grain of salt. So a grain of salt, that basically means I don't really believe him, but I'm going to listen to him and we'll see if it's true. Like, I'm gonna listen to him. I don't believe nothing he's saying to me, but we're gonna see based on what he does if it's true. And I don't think like that. The reason why I don't think like that, because I feel like if I think like that, it's like I'm gonna be looking around like, oh, is he lying? Oh, is he doing? I think that's kind of bondage state. That's how I view it. Now everybody's different. Some people like I believe with a grain of salt, because I feel like it's like negative. You're starting a relationship out negative. So I take it for face value. If he's telling me, oh, I like you or this and that, I'm gonna take it for face value. Now the difference between that. This is what I used to do. I took it for face value, but what I used to do is open my heart to the person at the same time. So I used to fall in love easily because now I'm taking him for face value. And then I'm also opening my heart to that person because he's telling me the truth. That's what I'm thinking. But now my strategy is I don't do that. So what I do is I take him for face value until he proves me wrong, but my heart is not open yet. I'm still watching him. I take you for face value, but I'm watching at the same time. So that helps me to protect and guard my heart, that I'm not open my heart to him and also believing the truth, which it could be lies, right? So I believe the truth unless he gives me the reason not to, but I don't open my heart. I say, okay, that's true. Okay. Let me continue to watch. Let me continue to take notes. So that's the difference of when it comes to on how I view and how I look at it. So you have to deal. So I'm going off a subject, but basically what we were talking about, you have to deal with the internal. So don't look at it as a pessimistic mindset. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at it. So like I said, guard your heart. I've learned that, right? You do got to guard your heart, but it's okay to listen to that man and hear him out instead of being like, oh, he lying. I can tell he lying. Yeah, he winked his eye. He lying. You know, don't do that. Because you're gonna bug yourself out. It's gonna become negative because you're gonna start looking at him the wrong way, and he could be really telling the truth. Now, if he lies, you're gonna find out. Trust you me, you're gonna find out. Let me say, I dated men literally, and God does this every single time. I dated men and I thought they were telling the truth, right? And then I come to find out it was lies, but God showed it to me like that quick. You're going to see the liar. The liar cannot stay a truth for long. That's it. So know that. So don't be so like, you're looking at him like he got 5 heads. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because you're gonna start bringing negativity into conversations, and then you're gonna be like, and he's gonna be like turned off, like, why is she acting like that? Take it for face value. If he gives you lies, you're going to find out. Trust you me. But don't open your heart. Guard it. Okay? I know that's hard to do, but it's doable. You can do it. Okay? So the next one we're going to talk about, right? Because we talked about internal. You got to deal with your internal self, right? So another one is not knowing what it takes to be a spouse. So basically with this one is not really understanding what it is to be a spouse. So this is an easy resolution. If you have married friends, ask questions. I have most of my friends are married. Ask questions about marriage, what it is, what this, that. Ask questions. Also, having books on marriage. And those are the things I'm starting to implement. I'm going to implement in my life, because when you do that, it gives you insight on marriage, what it really takes to be a good spouse. Right? What's the responsibilities? What you're supposed to be doing? So that will help you to understand your part, what you play, and you'll be able to navigate the courting process in a way that you're not lying or you're not putting up a front when you're dating somebody. You're being you, right? But you know what part you play and what part he plays. So reading books, also asking questions to married couples, going to marriage seminars, even though you're not married, things like that. That will help you to understand what part you will play and what it takes to be a spouse. Okay? So that's what I would suggest. So what we're going to do is we're going to take another commercial break. And when we get back, I got some more nuggets for you guys. More nuggets. I got more nuggets for you guys. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This was me fighting for my life. I lost my mind, but I did not know how to get it back. I had to step it up and fight back with the only strength I knew I had. Find out how it all turned out. Get your signed copy today. Go to GleeBargainCenters.com.
All right, so we are back. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, so Liza said Michael Baisden had a topic today, asking men only what do they look for in a mate. Very interesting and contrary to the hot girl summer idea. Contrary, like what does that mean? You mean like they talking about like hot girls, something like they gotta look hot or something, they gotta look good, or they talking about some internal stuff about a woman? That's what I wanted to know. So just put that in there for me. Yeah, because I'm like, because sometimes some men, they want this hot girl, like you looking sexy, you want this, blah, 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 blah. And they don't want no substance. You got some men like that. And you got some men like, I want a substance woman. And what I mean by substance is someone that's more than looks. They got a brain, they intelligent, they got things going on, they got aspirations, they got dreams, they got certain things that they want. Some men want that. And then you got some men that don't. And they're gonna get the hot girl all right. Sorry. They're gonna get out. They're gonna get the hot girl all right. They're gonna get a bubble head. They're gonna get a bobblehead. You know the bobbleheads? Their head is big, look like they got a big brain in there, and they're gonna go bobble. They're gonna bobble with nothing in their brain. That's what they're gonna get, and they ain't gonna like it. So you gotta have substance in your mate. Please do not go by looks only. It's okay to be attracted to your mate. Absolutely, right? But that's not the end all be all. Said, oh, Hot Girl Summer is a song by Megan Stallion. Lots of twerking. I didn't know she had a song, but I know they talk about Hot Girl Summer. Okay, gotcha. All right, so let's go ahead and jump back into the resolution. And I'm not going to keep you long. I'm about to jump off in like probably maybe the next 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. All right. So what we got here is, let's see. All right. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is not going out to be seen. So not going out to be seen is like, why are you staying in the house? You don't do nothing with your life. Some people don't do this. They be in the house all day, every day. Now, I know with the pandemic, people scared to go out the house, but go somewhere. Go to the grocery store. Go to, if you can, I know the movies are now, some places the movies are open. Go to the movies, or the movies, nobody can see you. But go to the restaurant. If you're single, go to the restaurant by yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. I go to the restaurant by myself all the time and eat and stuff like that. You never know. Single men can come up in there and they hanging out with their boys. They looking at you like, oh, she over there sitting by herself, Do things like that. Take yourself to the restaurant. Go to the park. Like I go walking in the park sometimes just by myself, and you never know. Could be single men out there just chilling, and you just like, oh, okay. You bump into your husband. Get yourself out there. Stop being in the house. Don't be like that. Don't be in the house. Get out there. Whatever you can do, the small things you can do. I know right now we're not having big events and things like that. And then, sometimes people do have weddings and different things like that. Get yourself out there. If you want to be seen, get yourself out there. Just like the book of Ruth. Ruth, she put herself in position to find her Boaz. You have to put yourself in position to be seen, right? So the next one we're going to talk about is women, playing a man's role by chasing the man. Now, that one is, women deal with that, right? I have dealt with that. And a lot of times when a man wants you, he gonna chase you, period. He gonna call you. He gonna be like, what you doing? he gonna be like, don't let him be stalkerish. I mean, I had dealt with a stalk. I dealt with a man that was old, like very aggressive, but he's going to want to talk to you. He's gonna think about you. He's gonna call you. He's gonna text you. He's gonna do these different things. Do not chase that man around. I had a situation that this man, he was cool. We was talking, things like that. And, he kind of stopped talking or whatever. And I called him a couple times and texted him and I was done. I was like, all right, that's it. It's okay to be like, all right, let me go ahead and call him. Let me text him or whatever. But if he shows no interest, keep it moving. Don't be stalking that man. Please, he ain't worth it. He ain't worth 2 nickels and a dime. 2 nickels and a dime. What is that, 20 cents? He ain't worth 20 cents. Matter of fact, 2 dimes and a nickel, 25 cents. He ain't worth 25 cents. Nothing. Don't chase that man. It's okay to be like, all right, let me give him a call. Let me see. He don't respond. Keep it moving. I had to do that. I'm like, all right, sure. Listen, and also know this. Know that you are a good catch. When you're doing your thing and you doing great things, know you're a good catch. Don't ever let a man belittle you or you feel like you have to chase that man because he's the best thing since sliced bread. Let me tell you something. That you can find another man. You can date another guy. He is not the only man in town. Okay, so don't ever feel like. Always be in a mindset that I am a good catch. I have something to bring to the table. Now, if you don't have anything to bring to the table, get yourself ready for marriage. You cannot be a woman or man, don't have stuff together and you want to be married. You're not ready, right? But if you are ready, know that I'm a good catch. So it's his loss. If he don't want to talk to me, if he don't want to talk to Shakim S. Perry, if he want to talk to Nadira, if he want to talk to Liza, then that's his loss. Goodbye. Peace. Bye, bro. Bye, sis. Whatever. You got to move forward. So never be a person that you feel like you got to chase that man around. Please. He ain't worth it. If you got to chase him, he don't want you. Remember that movie back in the day said he's not that into you? He is not that into you, honey. She is not that into you. And get it. And it's okay to say, you know what? He's not into me. All right, fine. It's going to be other fish in the sea, like people say back in the day. It's fish in the sea, whatever. I'm not worrying about it. God got my husband. God got my wife. So don't ever think you got to chase anybody. Always know your value and always know you have something to bring to the table and know that you are a good catch. Anybody that catch you, is going to be on point. Anybody that catch you is going to be satisfied with you. They're going to be like, oh my God, thank God this woman came into my life. This man comes into my life. So know that you are a good catch. So don't chase nobody, right? The last thing I have, you have the opposite sex lying to you and meeting the wrong type of people. So what I mean by that is you got people that you date and they're lying to you and you meeting the wrong people. So sometimes that happens. That's just a part of the process of dating. You're going to meet the wrong people. You're going to meet people that you're going to be like, why did I date him? Why did I even give him my telephone number? Why did I even waste my time? But a lot of times just pray that God reveals it to you quickly and reveals it to you fast. That's one thing about me. I don't date long with men. I think the longest relationship I had probably in the last 10 years is probably 6 months. I don't date long with men because God will always reveal their heart to me every single time. Like I date God for I would talk to him for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, a month, a week, 2 days. Like God will always reveal certain things to me so quickly. It'd be like, bam, bam, God will give it to me. So pray that God will reveal to you when that man ain't right. So you ain't got to waste 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 months with a man that you ain't going to marry. Right. So that's just part of the process. Know that, but also just ask God to help you to see it quicker. So you don't have to deal with certain things that people deal with being in a 5 to 10 year relationship with a loser. Okay. So that's the only thing. Ask God to help you with that. But that's part of the process. You're going to meet jerks. You're going to meet them. Sorry. You're going to meet the jerks. Get ready for the jerks before your prince come. Okay. So That's pretty much it what I have. But I'm going to read a scripture. It says, he who finds a true, this is actually an amplified version, which I really like. It says, he who finds a true and faithful wife finds a good thing and obtains favor and approval from the Lord. So because you're going to be faithful, you're going to be a true wife, meaning you're going to get yourself together. You're going to be ready. Even the man, you got to get yourself together. You got to make sure that I'm going to talk to the men real quick. Make sure that you have stuff in order. Make sure you have your credit ready, your credit looking good. Make sure you have, certain things together, your money together. You have savings. You also have a good job that you can support a wife. You remember that support, because you have to support. You are the man. So you can support. You should have enough money, right? You should have enough money as a future husband that you can support you and your wife and 2 kids. If you have to, meaning if she had children. You should have enough for that because you are the man. You got to know that. You cannot be broke and say, I want to be married and want to get married to somebody and try to talk to somebody. Get yourself together first and then come back. You got to be ready. And women, you got to be ready and taking care of yourself, keeping yourself up, making sure your house is clean, making sure you know how to cook. Okay? Do those things. Get those things together. So when the scripture talks about he who finds a true and faithful wife, a faithful wife is somebody that does something that's diligent, that do things diligently, always focus, always doing stuff right. Meaning, not saying always doing stuff right, but also getting prepared, faithful in what she does. She's constantly taking care of herself, constantly doing good things in her life, constantly growing. That's a faithful wife, and finds a good thing and obtains favor and approval. So God will approve the marriage. He'll approve your situation when y'all both, like the man and woman, is together. Okay? Meaning they got their life, you got your life together. Okay? So know that it is not that hard. Okay? It's hard. Don't get me wrong. You have things, but I gave you some resolutions tonight that will make it not hard. Not as hard. It is not that hard to find a spouse. You have to let God lead that man to you and also let him chase you. And you will see that the right man will know that you are the one for him when you are ready and prepared. Okay? So let me know if you guys have any questions. Go ahead and type it in the chat. Let me see. I think Liza said something. There's nothing wrong with you if you are single. Keep maintaining yourself and your happiness. We are worthy of love. Self-love is number 1. Absolutely. I agree. There's nothing wrong being single. But what I am saying is I want to help us as women that are single, that we have to prepare for that mate if we want to have that mate. But absolutely, there's nothing wrong being single. It's a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. You should be content in your singleness. Okay. So if you have questions, put it in the comments. If you don't have questions, or you have questions later, put it in there so I can actually see those questions and answer them for you. So while you put in questions in the comments, or hopefully if you have any, I'm going to share something with you real quick, and we've basically done. We're going to hop off. All right. Let me see. All right, guys. So if y'all saw that last commercial, that is the commercial for my books. These are my 2 books here, Unlimited Faith and The Mind Regulator. Get these books tonight. It's on sale, because it's really a sale, because really be honest, the Mind Regulator and Unlimited Faith, Mind Regulator is $17, Unlimited Faith is $15.99. So in actuality, this book is actually over $30. Okay. But you can get both of them tonight for $24.99. Go to www.gleebargaincenters.com. So the Mind Regulator, this book is my life story about my life and how I fractured my skull and how I got delivered and why I am now a 2-time author. I'm a business coach. I'm a real estate investor. I own a store, online store. I'm doing a lot of great things. So This book gives you my life and how I was able to overcome and where I am today. Okay. And then this book is Unlimited Faith, is faith principles, teaching you principles on how to walk by faith and not by sight. And also having short stories in it, also having stories of other people and how they overcame by faith. This is a powerful book. People are raving about it. I sold a good amount of books and I'm ready to sell more because I got more for you. Okay. Got these great nuggets in this book and I want you to be blessed. You'll love, 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 love this book. Okay. So check it out. Go to www.gleebargaincenters.com. Get this book for only $24.99. You get 2 books for $12.49. You cannot beat that. I'm telling you, you cannot beat it at all. At all. And then Liza say, you are right. I agree 100%. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. So just one more thing, and we're about to hop off here. So if you are interested in being part of this show, you want to be one of my guests. I got guests pretty much every week. I have at least one guest just about. So go to purposetopromise@gmail.com. Email me, and I would love for you to be one of my guests for one of my shows this season 2. So go ahead and go to that email. And also, if you have any show topics, let me know. I would love to, help, put that in the show as well. Different topics that we could talk about. If it's something you're struggling with or someone else may be struggling with. So go ahead and email me that as well. purposetopromise@gmail.com. All right. So we are done. It looks like we don't have any questions. Thank you so much for joining tonight. I appreciate you ladies coming in and interacting. I appreciate that so much. I love you guys. I will be back on Friday. So Friday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be back on and we're going to be talking about why should you not worship marriage? Because I posted that the other week and I posted that for a reason because I have seen people worshiping it. And I'm going to kind of give you different details and basically signs on what worship looks like when it comes to marriage. Okay. So y'all have some more insight on that. So thank you for joining tonight. I appreciate you guys. And what we're going to do, what? Let's face it. Have a great night. Peace.